We typically measure our world in metrics our brains can actually process. We think in kilometers between cities, hours spent on a highway, or the days required to cross an ocean by air. The moon sits roughly 384,000 kilometers away. While it appears close enough to touch on a clear night, that distance is deceptive. A car driving at a constant 100 kilometers per hour would need 160 days of non-stop travel to reach those craters. To visualize the true volume of this space, consider the rest of our solar system. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune could all be lined up edge to edge between the Earth and the Moon. Even after packing every other planet into that gap, several thousand kilometers of empty space would still remain. Crossing this small, neighborly gap in 1969 required the Apollo 11 crew to spend 3 full days inside a metal capsule, drifting out through a silent, airless void. Communication with those astronauts involved a 2.5-second delay. Radio waves, traveling at the speed of light, simply required that time to bridge the distance and return. This delay at our absolute closest neighbor proves that space is a vacuum of connection. Beyond this point, the distances become so vast that they cease to be mere numbers and become barriers that isolate humanity from the rest of reality. Light travels at 300,000 kilometers per second, the absolute speed limit of the universe. While this feels instantaneous to us on Earth, it is a crawl when measured against the scale of the cosmos. Sunlight takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach your face. If the sun vanished this second, you would continue to feel its warmth and see it shining in the sky for over 8 minutes, reacting to a star that no longer exists. Deep space distances expand this time lag further. We see Jupiter as it appeared 43 minutes ago. We are constantly observing a ghost of the solar system's past, never its present state. This delay makes conversation impossible. A simple radio check sent to Mars requires a 48-minute round trip for a single reply, effectively killing real-time interaction within our own planetary neighborhood. Because information cannot travel faster than light, we are effectively trapped in a temple prison, forever watching the universe through a delayed broadcast of its own history. Proxima Centauri is the nearest star outside our solar system, sitting 40 trillion kilometers away. It takes light over 4 years to make that journey. Voyager 1 is our fastest traveling machine, currently moving through the dark at 61,000 kilometers per hour. At its current speed, Voyager 1 would need 73,000 years to reach that nearest star. That journey alone is 14 times longer than the entire duration of recorded human history. These timescales reveal the biological impossibility of interstellar travel. The universe is built on a scale that dwarfs the lifespans of our civilizations, keeping the stars permanently out of reach. Our own galaxy, the Milky Way, spans 100,000 light-years. Crossing it would require more time than the human species has even existed. This scale defines the Fermi paradox. If a civilization on the far edge of the galaxy sent us a signal today, human empires would rise and fall several times over before the first syllable of that message ever reached Earth. The observable universe represents the absolute limit of our sight, a sphere stretching 93 billion light-years across. The universe is physically expanding, and the space between galaxies is stretching. At the furthest edges, galaxies are being pushed away from us faster than their light can travel toward us. Every second, massive clusters of stars cross a mathematical event horizon. They are being erased from our reachable reality, moving into a void from which no information can ever return. This expansion guarantees our ultimate isolation. The cosmos is steadily disappearing, leaving us on a shrinking island of light in an ever-growing sea of nothingness. The same isolating emptiness found between galaxies exists much closer, inside the very room where you are sitting. The architecture of an atom mirrors the structure of the cosmos. Most of its volume is a hollow void, with massive gaps of nothingness separating the central nucleus from its orbiting electrons. Your body, your clothes, and the chair you are sitting on are composed of these hollow structures. The sensation of being solid is a biological construction, an illusion created by your brain to mask the fact that you are mostly empty space. If our bodies are built from the same void as the space between stars, then emptiness is the primary ingredient of our existence. This creates a disconnect between the solid world we perceive and the hollow reality we inhabit. Our survival depends on an intuition that ignores the true empty nature of the universe. We are isolated by time, separated by light, and built from the same nothingness that fills the void. Yet, from this tiny vantage point, we are the only part of that void that has woken up to observe itself.